Welsh Stadium. All right. In 2017, Emporia State University celebrated its 80th anniversary of playing in Francis G. Welsh Stadium, and the second season of playing on the second generation of Jones Field. So the stadium is named after ESU, Emporia State University's longtime coach and athletic director, Francis G. Welsh. Welsh guided the efforts of the Hornet football program from 1928 to 1942, and then again from 1946 until 1954. In those spans, Welsh won 115 games and is the all-time winningest coach in ESU football history. The field is made of super turf, which is named for the W.S. and E.C. Jones Trust that provided the lead gift for the artificial surface. The field first opened in 1937 and is dedicated in 1960. The stadium sits just north of Lake Worcester on Emporia State's campus and has seated as many as 10,000 fans when bleachers were added in each end zone. Permanent lighting makes it possible to televise games and play at night. I will say this facility has also been known to be used for exclusively for individuals outside the university community. Welsh Stadium is the home field of Emporia High football and has hosted the Hershey Track and Field State Championships, the Special Olympics, the 1998, 2004, and 2012 Kansas Shrine Bowl, the 1995, 1999, and 2006 NCAA Division II National Track Championships were also held here. The facility does have some outdated features. The seats, depending on where you sit, there are two sections. You either have the solid metal bleachers or you have the classic stadium-style seats. These seats, however, are a bit worn. They are made of the kind of plasticky, kind of like your typical stadium seat, honestly. But they are very weathered. They definitely have seen better days. There are two sections in the football field as well. So you have the home side, which has all the concessions and is the larger of the two stands. It features the bleachers for the student sections that are put into the stone, as well as the stadium seats. There is also the box seat section. For this, it's very small, but this is a Division II college. But very small seating, very select seating. The visitor side features a much smaller stand and almost is never filled. The two end zones, one has bleachers placed at the end for the band, as well as depending on what events are going on, they may also have track mats out there, as well as like the high jump is set up typically in one of the end zones. They also utilize the other end zone for the pole vaulting mat. So all of the football in Emporia is played here, but the track and field does have several different sections. In 1992, the Going the Distance campaign was initiated. With its completion, track and field events once again were held at ESU. In 1994, as part of the campaign's second phase, the east and west side concessions areas, restroom facilities, and entrances were renovated to now have every entrance. I believe every entrance is the metal gate now. So with those renovations, a new scoreboard was hoisted in place at the south end of the stadium, and a new landscape fence was erected in 1997. The final phase was completed in time for the university's 100th season of intercollegiate football. The Hutchinson Family Pavilion is the three-tiered facility, which has the enclosed theater seating, the box seats essentially, on the first floor, a presidential box, and 4 skyboxes for the second floor, and a game day management and media center on the third floor. The facility was one of the first on the NCAA Division II level to offer enclosed skyboxes and is one of the only few across the nation. The first game at Welsch Stadium came on Armistice Day in 1937 when the Hornets tied St. Benedictine's College 20-20. In 1973, a record crowd of 10,000 saw the Hornets defeat Northern Colorado 10-0 as the Hornets vaulted to their number 3 ranking in the NAIA. ESU tied UNC for the Great Plains Athletic Conference Championship in 1973. The Hornets defeated Washburn 64-35 in front of a regional television audience on October 30th, 1997. Brian Shame became the school's all-time leading rusher and finished the game on the MIAA record 469 all-purpose yards. On September 19th, 1998, the Hornets defeated Pittsburgh State 38-28 in front of 9,200 fans, the second largest crowd in Welsch Stadium history. Emporia State again defeated Pittsburgh State on October 12th in 2002, this time by a score of 13-3 on the way to the Hornets' first postseason appearance since 1989. Emporia State was undefeated on Jones Field at Welsch Stadium during the 2015 season, the first time they had finished the season with a clean slate at home since joining the NCAA Division II in 1991. The Hornets followed that season by hosting their first NCAA home playoff game on November 19th, 2016, with a 59-26 win over Minnesota Duluth. As part of the Now and Forever campaign at Emporia State, Welsch Stadium has seen additions to the Sogren family video board, the new Super Turf on Jones Field, and the Golden Oval of Witten track to help maintain the historic venue's standing as one of the finest NCAA Division II facilities in the nation. Prior to the 2017 season, the Hornets football program benefited from a financial gift of nearly $250,000 by the alum and former football player Dave Robinson and his wife Kathy of Wichita. Robertson's gift helped remodel the football locker room, meeting room, and coach's facility. So with these recent renovations we've seen, the facilities for the players have greatly improved in recent years. However, the stands still need to be addressed, even with the somewhat recent renovations to the outdoor seating. The stadium itself is still very dated, with the metal benches as well as the extended seating having to be on the field instead of incorporating it further into the stadium. Ways that they could improve this would be adding more seating on both sides of the bleachers, as well as adding it to the away side. Understandably so, you don't want the away side to have more seating than the home team, but even when you get to Division I stadiums, you'll see that they're all encompassing, or at least most are, to where they don't have to separate it. This may take more money and this may take more time, but in the end, it would probably benefit them. I would avoid getting rid of the lawn on the side closest to the lake. It is a very nice, beautiful view. It's where the kids always end up running around during any sort of event. And it's also where they host movies. They also will show movie nights out on top of the hill, and we'll play them straight to the Jumbotron that they just installed a few years back. Another way that they could look to encompass the entirety of the stadium would be to extend it further over toward the buildings that I showed earlier. Instead of going toward the lawn, go in the opposite direction and extending it to where it would lap around that way. There are multiple access points underneath where they either bring in the mats for the different events. So essentially just building an extension of the bleachers on the home field side that would connect to the visitor side, making a U shape rather than having the two individual sections, as well as putting more room for either box seats, something that's alumni related, like what K-State just did with their Wildcat room, where it's kind of like a more dressed up, almost like dine-in experience that you can have also to sit and watch the game rather than having to sit out in the elements. This could also be room for extending the facility, because in that same building is where all the coaches' offices are. It's where PE classes are held as well, and that building does connect to the other recreation centers that Emporia State has.